this money like a free throw.
I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. The Dallas Wings is still raggedy, even though, despite the fact that they just defeated the Indiana Fever at their home court by 1 point. One measly point. This game had me on edge and had me sick to my stomach. They had me on Twitter saying all types of curse words because the Dallas Wings is that stupid. The head coach being Chris Koklanis is just that frustrating to watch him not be the coach that they need. In this first half of this game, we see the Dallas Wings lead by 15 points. They were up by 15 points. Come third, fourth quarter, they were down by 15 points. And then the Indiana Fever was down again. And then those last 2 to 3 minutes, the fourth and final quarter, the last 5 minutes really of this game, it was so frustrating to watch. And it's just by a miracle that the Dallas Wings was able to defeat the Indiana Fever by 1 point. This was a very, very tough loss for the Indiana Fever. You see Caitlin Clark on the sidelines trying to coach Kelsey Mitchell and the rest of the Indiana Fever. It was like, 1.7 seconds left on the clock in the fourth and final quarter. She mad, and then the whole Indiana Fever just looking like, what was that? Kelsey Mitchell tried to put something up on the 3-point line. Brick. That was game. 81 to 80 points. The Indiana Fever had 80 points, their loss. The Dallas Wings had 81 points, their win. So in the first quarter, Dallas Wings had 23 points. The Fever had 15 points. The second quarter comes around. The Dallas Wings have 19 points. The Fever scored 27 points. I told you, they came up like a miracle. At first, the Dallas Wings was doing the Indiana Fever like some dishes. They had me feeling bad for them Fever girls, The third quarter comes around. The Dallas Wings scored 25 points, and the Fever only scored 13 points. But in the fourth and final quarter, the Dallas Wings only scored 14 points, and the Indiana Fever scored 25 points. Now let's break down and talk about the individual player statistics for each team. Let's start with the Fever first. Sophie Cunningham had 14 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Natasha Howard had 12 points, 1 assist, 12 rebounds. She got a double-double. Aaliyah Boston had 14 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell had 24 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. Lexi Hall had 0 points. I told you, if one of the main Fever girls is not being productive, if they don't get at least 10 points, they're gone. Look, Lexi Hall is one of the main Fever girls. She played for 25 minutes and ain't gave nothing. She gave 0 points, at least points-wise, but she did give 4 assists and 7 rebounds. So I guess we gotta... Now, Lexi Hall... I'm sorry, not Lexi Hall, I just said her. Odyssey Sims, guys. I believe this is her first game. This is her debut. Now, when it comes to both of these teams playing, we saw in tonight's game Odyssey Sims debut as the Indiana Fever, just as well as Diamond Miller debut as a Dallas Wings, Again, Odyssey Sims has been getting waived like crazy. She kept getting bounced around the league, passed around. She had passed around the league like a freaking basketball. She used to be with the Dallas Wings last season. She got cut. Then she was with the Las Vegas Aces, got cut. I think she was with the LA Sparks. I think she was also playing for the Seattle Storm for a little bit of time. Got cut and waived. So she's been going all over the place, I'm glad that she's still in the league. The Fever decided to give her a chance, but to no avail because Odyssey Sims, guys, played for 13 minutes. She gave 0 points, 2 assists, and 0 rebounds. Google has her listed as being 5'9". She gave 0 points, 2 assists, 0 rebounds. That's not a good look, Odyssey. That's not a good look at all. And honestly, it seems as though like she just does not fit very well so far. Again, this is just her first game. This is her debut game for the Indiana Fever, being a Fever player. She just did not seem as though like she really was fitting well to the system from what I could see. But let's move on. Damaris Dantas had 3 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Chloe Bibby had 11 points, 0 assists, 2 rebounds. Michaela Timpson had 0 points, 0 assists, 2 rebounds. And Brianna Turner had 2 points, 0 assists, and 0 rebounds. Now let's give it up to the Dallas Wings, I was rooting for them, but they still disappointed me. How is that possible? How is it that you are the winner of this game, and I'm still disgusted and sickened? I'm still disgusted with the Dallas Wings. Maddie Segrist, shout out to her. She's an Ohio girl, I believe she's from Dublin, Ohio, right outside of Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from. She put up 22 points, had 1 assist, 6 rebounds. Haley Jones, she had 5 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Louisa Geidensoder had 0 points. She was getting on my nerves. 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Paige Beckers had 16 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Grace Berger, she was really getting on my nerves. Grace Berger had 2 points, 0 assists, 1 rebound. Lee Uru, shout out to her. She had 20 points, 0 assists, and 4 rebounds. Maisha Hines Allen had 8 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. JJ Quinterly had 5.0 assists, 2 rebounds, and Diamond Miller, again, shout out to her. She used to be with the Minnesota Lynx. Okay, Dejanay Carrington was acquired by the Minnesota Lynx in exchange for her as well as Carly Samuelson. Too bad, so sad to Carly Samuelson due to the ACL tear. The freaking Dallas Wings acquired her and then cut her. They waived her immediately after that, but they got Diamond Miller. Okay, she put up 3 points, had 4 assists, 1 rebound. Shout out to Diamond Miller tonight. It was also her debut being a Dallas Wings player, I believe. Again, I just knew it. I was like, it's not a secret that Chris Koklanis and the Dallas Wings as a whole, as a team, they suck at closing games. I'm like, this is just going to be another game where we just let the Dubs slip through our fingers. We were up by 15 points. We had like a 15-point lead at the most, I believe. It may have been a little bit more than that, but it was at least 15 plus points. And then at one point, we were down by 15 points by the Indiana Fever. We just let them just accelerate to the point where it didn't make no sense. At the end of the second quarter, we were both tied at 42 points. How dare we? How dare he? Chris Koklanis, a.k.a. Tamu Jesus. He needs to be dealt with. When I say dealt with, he needs to be gone. If not right now, mid-season, right before we go into the playoffs, this better be his first and last season in the WNBA. I'm not playing. Paige deserves better than this. The Dallas Wings, the Dallas fans, the Dallas community, Dallas, Texas, the Texans, the Dallas, we all deserve better than this. This man is crazy. It literally is a miracle that we were able to actually defeat them. I just knew it. I was like, this is just going to be another situation where we just let the win slip away and we just could not close out games. He needs to figure out what is wrong with him and this system. It was so many times where he would finally call out a timeout when he would just let them go on a run. The freaking Indiana Fever was going on 9-0 runs on us. Just climbing, just climbing the freaking ladder. When we have 15 plus points, now we only up 6 points. But now we only up 4 points, 2 points. I'm like, bro, call a timeout. And then when he does finally decide to call a timeout, the play literally is not working. Like, it was just like, it was so many times they were stagnant. And another thing that I've noticed in this game for the Dallas Wings, the lane would be wide open. Like, there was literally nobody in the middle to cut. They got to learn how to cut and go on fast breaks. The girl, what's her name? Louisa Gunniston or Grace Berger? She looking around for Paige. Paige, I'm like, Paige, get away from the freaking outbound pass. Like, she was like right by like the inbound outbound pass. Get in the middle. Get the ball and run. This like the middle is wide open. Nobody's in the paint right now. Everybody's like in the outskirts. Looking scary. The freaking Dallas Wings need to go on freaking fast break point runs. They just refuse to do that a lot of times in this game. I'm like, it's literally like the freaking hoop and the net is wide open and everybody is like struggling on offense. It was just so stagnant. We look so stale so many times in this game. I'm like, just pass the ball and make them run. Quit being lazy. All in all, yes, I'm happy for the Dallas Wings, but I'm not happy for that man. Chris Koklanis, you will crumble. Until this man is fired from this team, we're going to continue to see a struggle. It's by a miracle. I don't even believe in God. It's by the grace of God that the Dallas Wings got this dub tonight.